India, the second most populated country in the world. It's home to more than 1.3 billion people. With an average income of only $616 a year, many people live in poverty, facing a growing income inequality gap and little to no opportunity. Families often find children and the elderly as too much of a burden to care for. Abandoned and on the streets, they won't survive unless someone intervenes. At the center of all Indian culture is Hinduism, the world's oldest religion. With over 1 billion practicing Hindus and a rigid 4-tier caste system, religion is inseparable from all aspects of daily life in India.
There are many gods, there are 30 million gods. So people have their own choices to choose their own god. Whatever god I like, I buy from Walmart and keep it. If I don't want, I throw away that god, go to Walmart, get a new god.
So how does one improve their status in Hinduism?
There is a belief that they go to a temple, then they offer some money and they think their bad karma gone, their sins are forgiven. Mostly Hinduism believe in karma, so whatever a person facing and experiencing their poverty, malnutrition, maybe physical infirmity, they feel we have a bad karma. We have to experience that. There is no remedy for that. You have to face it because you did bad karma in a previous life or this life.
Jaya Sankar is the leader of Christ Evangelical Mission in the city of Dowlaiswaram. Known as CEM, his ministry is addressing a multitude of needs in the community by housing over 300 orphans, constructing and running a hospital, and operating a primary school, among others. One of CEM's fastest-growing ministries is the Agape Home, a care facility for the elderly. Along with Naveen Kamari, Jaya is working to get Dowlaiswaram's elderly community off the streets and cared for.
Many places in India, children are abandoned and elderly people are abandoned. And some people don't have food, don't have clothes.
Naveen, when these older people are put out on the streets, what do you think they're feeling?
So they feel very sadly, we are just a dust in our relatives' eyesight. There is no more future. Some people go to suicide also.
It's very heartbreaking, terrible situation. They spent all their life to bring up their children for their welfare. They pour out all their life. But the children grown up, they forget what their parents did for them. Just kick their parents away from their house.
Just out on the street, you're on your own?
Yes. Sometimes maybe a son will take the mother on the car or the bus somewhere. Mom, sit here, I will come back. He never show up. And sometimes the children lock their house. Mom, you sit here, just we come back. They go to somewhere. Maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They may not come to open the door. What he does, just sitting in front of the locked door, having nothing to eat. Terrible life.
Hearing stories of how the elderly of India can be thrown out on the streets by their own families and left to fend for themselves is truly disturbing. But thankfully, there is hope. There are people like Jaya, Naveen, and a whole group of others that are being the hands and feet of Jesus to the elderly community in Dowlaiswaram.
So you actually go out and look for people that have been abandoned on the streets and you bring them right then in their home?
Yes.
So why do you guys do that? Why do you feel compelled to love that group?
So in Matthew 25, Jesus says, when I sick, you came. When I hungry, you came. When I thirsty, you came. Yes, if we do that, it will be glory to Jesus.
So you're doing it because you believe that's what Jesus would do.
Yes. When we bring them to home, the more loving person is here. His name is Jesus. He loves you. He do not abandon you like your family.
The Agape home is quite a contrast from the busy streets of India. Here, the residents are cared for and loved. The term agape is a Greek word meaning unconditional or sacrificial love.
The old people cannot give anything to whom care for them. So it's like Jesus loves everyone, but he does not think about what they give back. So he only put on his life with sacrificial love. So that's why agape is only giving, not expect anything from them.
We not only speak, but we show our love in action. This is talking and with deeds, helping the people.
అవును చాలా బాధపడేవాడిని ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన తర్వాతే బాగుంది చాలా బాగుంది ఏ బాధ లేదు అక్కడ చాలా బాధపడేవాడిని ఇక్కడికి వచ్చాను అన్నీ నా వెరీ హ్యాపీ
ఇంటికాడ నరకం ఉంది పరిస్థితులు బాగాలేక ఇక్కడికి వచ్చాక పరలోక రాజ్యంలో ఉన్నట్టు ఉన్నాం.
Can you tell us a little bit about your daughter Deepthi's connection to going over there and her heart for those people?
And she's grown up maybe around 8, 9 years old. She independently visit the Agape home and sit with them, talking them. What's your name? How is your health? Are you okay today? And do you have any need? Some people say, yeah, I don't have paste. You don't have paste? Okay, wait. When I ask her, why Deepthi, you are doing all these things? Daddy, when I see these elderly people, I don't know, I'm getting some kind of compassion. I don't know why. I think that God is preparing a second line leaders to look after that elderly home.
When I came here, God opened the more doors and more places to serve Him in the children, in the elder people, in the community. So all these things I'm doing for the God's glory because He gave me a life to me. So He filled my heart with His grace and love. Jesus command two main commandments: love God and love people. So through the CEM, it will be done.
What is true love, and where do you go to find it? Jesus said that greater love has no one than this, that someone laid down his life for his friends. In the book of Romans, Paul reminds us that while we were sinners, Christ died for us. In the writings of John, we discover that God showed his love for us by giving his one and only Son, and by this we know love, that he laid down his life for us, as we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers. It's clear that the kind of love God is calling us to is agape love, sacrificial love, love without expectation, the highest form of love. Just as Jesus laid down his life for us, he is calling us to lay down our lives for one another. True love costs us something. Just like our friends Jaya, Naveen, and Deepthi have shown us, love's greatest concern is always someone else. Jesus tells us that the way people will know that we are his followers is by how we love each other. So let's follow in the footsteps of both Jesus and our friends in India and truly learn to love our neighbor.